Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to be baking. Yes, I've been so excited to record one of these videos, so yeah, let's get right into it. So starting off with ingredients, you need 65 grams of almond flour, 65 grams of powdered sugar, and 45 grams of castor sugar, and then 50 grams of egg whites. Then grab some luster dust and food coloring of your choice and add your egg whites to your mixing bowl and give that a spin for about 30 seconds on the stir speed. For KitchenAid, I believe it says stir. On other mixers, it may be like speed 1. All right, now grab your castor sugar and add that to your egg whites. And we are going to mix in 1-minute intervals on odd numbers. So starting off with speed 1, we're going to mix that for 1 minute. Right now we're going to increase it to speed 3 for 1 minute. If I can get my timer to start with these gloves on. All right, now we're increasing to speed 5 for 1 minute. Again, struggling with the gloves. And now we are going to increase it to speed 7 for 1 minute. So remember, it's 1, 3, 5, 7. Those are the 4 speeds that I use on my KitchenAid mixer prior to me adding my food coloring. So now that speed 7 is over, we're going to add the food coloring. And now finish off your meringue on the highest speed that you have, regardless, of the number. For my mixer, I think it's speed 10, and we do that for 1 minute. And once that is over, as you can see, you'll have a beautiful shiny meringue, and you should have stiff peaks, okay? That is very important. And look at that. We have a meringue. All right, now grab your sifter, a bowl, and your almond flour and powdered sugar. We're going to sift these 2 ingredients together. So just put them both in the sifter and give them a good sift there. And if you have like little clumps or whatever, just press it through the sift. It'll be fine. And what I like to do is combine my almond mix together with the powdered sugar with my hands. This is what I do at the bakery. This is just what I'm used to. I call it massaging the mix. That's what I tell the bakers to do. So just massage that and put it to the side. Grab your meringue and we are going to macaronage. So basically we're just combining the almond flour and powdered sugar into the meringue. And do this in however many intervals that you feel comfortable with. I'm gonna do 2 or 3 just to kind of show you a beginner friendly way. Now at the bakery, I dump it all in and I go to work because I don't have time, okay? But I did it in 2 intervals, as you can see. So Just combine it until you do not see any more dry ingredients. So you want to make sure it is thoroughly combined and continue to mix. And then you're going to start to slowly spin the bowl around. Sorry, went out of focus there. You're going to slowly start spinning the bowl around and pressing the mix against the bowl, the sides of the bowl. So this pushes out the air because you do want to get rid of most of the air in this mixture. Now I'm just going to check here to make sure it is flowing the way that I want it to. You basically want your mixture to flow like a cake batter. Some bakers say like lava, but I've never been around lava, so I don't know what that looks like. But I can tell you it should resemble cake batter, like even store-bought cake batter. That's how it should flow from your spatula into the bowl. So I'm just giving that a look over, pushing out a little bit more air as I check each time. And once I get it to the correct consistency, we are going to transfer that mixture into our piping bag. So I have a 2A piping tip. For the size macarons I'm used to baking, I like to use 2A, whether it's Wilton or any other brand. And here I have my disposable piping bag. So we're going to place the tip inside the bag using a tall glass. And just fold it over the glass and drop your tip in. And try to get as far to the bottom as you can. And pour in your macaron mix. All right, now let's prep our pan. In this particular video, I'm going to show you how to bake the macarons on parchment paper. Now I use macaron mats as well. I use parchment paper. It's really your choice. I'm used to using parchment paper at the bakery, but at home, I do like to use a macaron mat, and I will show you how to use a macaron mat in another video. But right now I have a template. This is one of the templates that I use at my bakery. It's about 1.5 inches, I believe, or 1.25. These are not the largest macarons I bake. These are pretty small. So just go ahead and try to pipe them as straight as you can, meaning try to hold your hand in a, I believe it's a 90-degree angle is what they call it. Now you see me tilting a little bit because I kind of want you guys to see, but I've piped probably tens of thousands of these things, so I'm just used to finessing it in a way to make it work, just so you guys can get a view of the angle. But go ahead and pipe out all of the mix. I believe this makes about 12 to 15 full macarons, the quantities I gave you, but I'll leave everything down below just to give you a for sure amount. Now we need to ensure that we really get rid of as much air as possible. So I am slamming my cookie sheet 2 times on each side. You can even hit it at the bottom if you are comfortable with that. That is something else I do with my larger commercial pans. I will hit the bottom of the pan just because it's so much bigger than a home pan. But you want to make sure that you get rid of as much air as possible. So I have baked these. I let them dry for 30 minutes because I'm using a home oven that does not have a convection fan. So you do need to let them rest and dry before you place them in the oven. I did 7 minutes on each side because they're fairly small. And when I say each side, I mean rotating the pan. So 7 minutes, rotate the pan, 7 minutes, a total 14 minutes at 300 degrees. Now I'm just taking my luster dust and I'm going to make these all pretty and everything because, I mean, why not? I love glitter, y'all. I'm gonna try to do videos without shimmer and stuff, but I'm gonna go ahead and let you know the next video, it has glitter in it. It's just one of my weaknesses. I love shimmery things, so I wanted these to look extra pretty. And the theme just goes well with the whole champagne flavoring that I'm going to be using for the buttercream. So I'm just using a paper towel. Now in a professional setting, I'm going to use probably a food grade brush, but just to show you at home, you can use simple stuff to get like professional results. Now we're moving on to buttercream. We have our heavy cream, our white bacon chips, butter, and 2 tablespoons of that right there. Now this isn't my most favorite sparkling wine, even though I call it sparkling champagne. This is a sparkling wine, okay? It is not champagne. I figure I could put it to use, so we're using that for our flavoring. So you want to heat your cream first, just in the microwave. Heat it for about 30 to 45 seconds. You can see there the steam, it is warm. And pour that into your white bacon chips to make a ganache. This is the easiest way to make a ganache, you guys. Just use your microwave. You know, if you want to use your stove, that's fine, but this is the easiest way that I find to make a ganache. So just keep stirring it. It will melt, I promise, especially white chips. They tend to melt fairly easy once you put them in heavy cream. So this is the consistency you're looking for. You want it to be smooth and creamy. And we're gonna pop that in the fridge and come back once it's cooled down and start on our champagne buttercream. So I'm just adding that to the mixer without trying to drop it inside of the bowl. We're gonna add the ganache to the mixer. I'm gonna mix that for about 2 to 3 minutes just to put a little bit of air into it. So basically what I'm doing is kind of prepping the ganache to receive the butter that we're going to put in here. So let that go for about 2 to 3 minutes on a medium speed, and then go ahead and grab your butter and you're going to add that in. Now we are going to let this go until it gets nice and fluffy, like a beautiful fluffy, can't talk, a beautiful fluffy, did I say that wrong again? Fluffy, a beautiful fluffy buttercream. That is what we're looking for. Now what I like about this buttercream is that unlike a traditional American buttercream, you don't have that gritty texture from the powdered sugar. And then unlike a Swiss meringue buttercream, you don't have to do all those extra steps with the eggs. See? Nice and fluffy. And there we have it. Now I've already added in the champagne or the sparkling wine. I lost that clip somewhere, but once it gets to this consistency, go ahead and add it in and let it whip a little bit longer, and it will stay at this consistency. All right, so let's transfer this into a piping bag. It would just make it easier for us to put the buttercream on the macaron. Now, you don't have to use a piping bag. You can use a Ziploc bag and cut the corner, or you can just spoon it onto your macarons as neat as possible. I'm just using a empty disposable piping bag. I did not use a piping tip in this bag. I'm just going to simply snip the end of the piping bag and fill the macarons. So at this point, your macarons should be cool enough for you to go ahead and pair them and plate them however you would like. Just place them on something to where you can fill them with the buttercream. I'm just adding a dollop of buttercream to each little macaron there. And these macarons, they're about the size of a quarter, maybe a little bit larger. I tried to get like this close up, but it was just being difficult. So as you can see, I had a little bit of buttercream left over. I'm going to put that in the freezer. This buttercream can last for up to 2 months in your freezer. So grab a freezer Ziploc bag or some saran wrap. Just wrap it up nice and tight. And what I normally do is place a date on there so I know when I made it and when it would expire. And the next time you bake these, you will have the buttercream already. You just need to thaw it out and place it back on the mixer and whip it back up. And there you have it. We have sparkling champagne macarons aka sparkling wine. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I definitely enjoyed baking them and eating them. I think these lasted a week in my fridge. If you guys enjoyed this video, make sure you give this video a thumbs up, and of course subscribe. I have bukus of macaron videos I'm planning on recording, along with some other recipes that I plan on dropping on this channel. I will still keep my business content coming, but for now, this is what my heart is desiring. So yeah.